One of the 3 migrant farm workers picked up by Border Patrol in June is now back home in Vermont, and he's talking exclusively to Channel 3 News.
The arrest of the undocumented men and the protests that followed are symbolic of the ongoing debate over immigration across the country.
Our Ismael Mendez-Lopez sat down with the migrant farm worker just 24 hours after he was released on bail from a federal detention center. Ike.
Yeah, I'm in downtown Enosburg, which is in the heart of Franklin County. Now, this area, they're known for dairy, so much so. Right here where I'm standing is where they hold the annual Dairy Festival every single year. Now, earlier today, at an undisclosed location, I sat down with Ismael Mendez-Lopez. He's an undocumented migrant worker who works on the dairy farms right here in Vermont. We talked about a wide range of topics, and that includes his arrest, what it was like staying in for over a month long in a detention center, and the possibility of being sent back to Mexico. With a smile on his face, Ismael Mendez-Lopez tells me through a translator, it's good to be home.
No, pues bien, a gusto, contento, feliz por haber estado aquí.
It's a great relief because after being in jail, being home is a great relief.
The 41-year-old says he made his way to the United States from Mexico over 10 years ago, spending the first few years in Florida.
Sí, bastante.
The conditions in Vermont are much better.
Pasaba yo todo el día en el...
And for the last 4 years, he has rejoined friends and family working on dairy farms in Vermont.
Pues se escucha bastante bajo, pero...
If you were working in the field, if it's raining, you can't really work out here. But at the dairy farm, even if it's raining or snowing, you still work.
Mendez-Lopez says he makes about $700 a week after taxes, working odd shifts and long hours and sending most of it back home to Mexico. In June, he was with 2 friends shopping at Walmart in Derby when he was stopped by Border Patrol agents. With no legal documentation to be in the United States, he was taken into custody.
And
I said I didn't have any, and they asked if I knew it was a crime to be in the country without paperwork.
Mendez-Lopez and his friends Mario Diaz-Aguilar and Ubertoni Aguilar-Montero were detained and sent to a holding facility in Dover, New Hampshire. Mendez-Lopez says he has never committed a crime and is here to work, doing the job most people don't want to do on the farms.
I don't think I'm a criminal, but being in this country, I feel like one because I don't have the paperwork.
At the detention center, he says the conditions were calm compared to what has been documented on the southern border, but it wasn't a place he wants to go back to.
It's sad. You're in a cell where it's hard to communicate with family members, it's hard to communicate with other people. You don't even know cell phone numbers from memory to be able to call family members.
Mendez-Lopez filed a claim for asylum and hopes he'll be allowed to stay in the United States, but he could still face deportation. For now, his fiancée, who did not want to be identified for her story, happy to have him home.
Now that he's home, it's just kind of all hitting me that what really just happened and what could have happened. It could have been a much worse outcome.
As long as he continues to show up to court, he's not worried about further run-ins with Border Patrol. He says he wants to become an American citizen. He's sharing his story with me because many can't.
Some of us don't have the opportunity to say something. Some of us have fear, but I'm not fearful, and I want to say this story.
Mendez-Lopez says his job on the farm in the area has already been filled by another worker, and he's looking to go to another farm to get work again soon. Now, his 2 friends that were with him at the Walmart just back in June, they decided not to go through the court process, and they have been sent back to Mexico. Reporting live in Enosburg, Ismael Mendez-Lopez, Channel 3 News.